guys, Deathscyp here from YCG, your casual gamer. So in this tutorial we're gonna play with materials again and create our very first own material. We're gonna do some emissive material together, like you see over here. I'm gonna teach you how to do this basic material over here and also how to make a material instance and what's the difference between the two and how they complement each other. Also, we're going to add these little neons all over the place after we have built our emissive material. And finally, I'm going to show you how to pan the surface properties of a texture on a BSP brush and show you how cool the results are. So let's get started. Alright guys, we're back. So I just wanted to point out that there was a little issue when we moved the BSP brush. If you've been following the videos, you probably noticed yourself. Some of the face were merged. Don't be alarmed, we're not going to have to redo our BSP brush because all the walls were supposed to be the same material already. And all the floors as well. So no harm, no fault, but keep in mind next time, and I'll know myself, that we're not supposed to move BSP brush from levels to level. So right here, first thing we're going to do, grab a face, select all adjacent wall, you know the drill already. I'm going to drag the Tech X style, align with wall, put it to 4 for the scale, and apply. Same thing over here, I'm going to add here and here, select them both, alignment to wall, scale 4 and apply. For the floor, then control click everything you need. There's not enough for us to do any fancy measures over here, and just grab the concrete and add it there. Scale is 2 and 2 and you're done. That's how easy it was to texturize. Now I wanted to go over the subject of panning the surface of the texture. I want to show you how cool it looks when you use this feature. Let's say I grab this, the tech panel over here, and I put it on top here. When it first comes up, it doesn't look really nice. And even if I go with alignment wall, this is what it gives me. So I'm going to put it to scale to 4 and 4, and this is where the feature of panning comes in fun with, again, the BSP brush. It wouldn't work on the static mesh. You can pan the texture around to your advantage. So let's say right now what I found that was pretty cool was this, like that, and maybe a little bit more like that. And now it looks like a scientific lab, right, like this, like a metal plate. And it's really nice and simple as I did. And if I wanted to convert this whole thing into a static mesh, I could, and it would remember where I finished panning the surface. So that's a really cool feature if you think of building a static mesh with BSP features, and I'm going to show you in the next video how to do that. But that's what I wanted to show you with according to the material in this video. Next, we're going to build our own first emissive material. So right click over here, new folder, call it light material, and put the color green. Double click inside and right click and create your first material. Call it emissive dash master. Now the reason I call it the master over here is because I'm going to teach you a new method over here that I've learned in the last year. See, this is a tutorial, so what I tell you is to bring and copy all the materials over here. When you're going to build your own project, it's important to remember not to have too many materials. Try to make the most out of every material. And the best way to do the most out of every material is to create material instances. So the material instances is a variance of the master material that you have to bring it to another color, another parameter, another emissive, another texture, and there's many things that you can scale, move, twist. You can play with the saturation, the brightness, just to make it into a different material. That way, when the engine is going to render everything in your level, it's going to see every material instance as the same master material that you have. Whether if you would have 100 different materials, every single materials would be rendered separately, which would require a lot more memory to your computer and would slow down your processes by 100 times more than with material instances. So what we're going to do over here in our emissive, we're just going to create one simple light. What's the best color to play around with? It's white. If everything is black, you won't be able to play with anything. So what we're going to do over here, we're going to do a vector parameter. Now, there's also a vector constants, and yeah, I could choose the 3 to have the 3 colors. The problem with this is if I do like that, and I bring it to base color and to the emissive color, it's going to make my emissive color. And I'm going to go compile and save. The only difference between a parameter, so that's a vector parameter, and this is a vector constant 3, the difference is that if I create a material instance out of this, well, in my material instance, you won't be able to play with the color. I just have all the normal settings, and I won't be able to change anything in my material instance. The material instance is a good way to just play with certain parameters, whether you don't have to go inside the old grid and change everything. You just play with, I want a different color, different saturation, everything, and so on. And you decide what you want to play with. But in this video, we're just going to play with the color and the emissive. So the best way to do that is to have a parameter. If you don't have one yet and you already set up your color like this, you can just right click on it and convert to parameter. Now you're going to have to name it. I'm going to call it color. Now how do I do to make it more bright? Simple. I'm going to hold 1 and left click, and this is going to make a constant. I'm going to click on M and left click, multiply. I'm going to multiply this number by the color over here, and the result is going to go inside the emissive color. Now everything goes blank because I didn't put any value over here, and we're going to convert this to a parameter too because we want to be able to play with that as well. Let's set the default value to 1. Over here, the minimum and the maximum is how far can you go. If I wanted to, I could put it to 1 and 100, but it would look disgusting at 100. So let's not do that. Let's just put it at 5. That way the maximum the player can set it up is 5. And we're going to name it emissive. And also, if you want to make it easier to locate when you go inside your material instance, you can go over here and put it inside a group and call it default setup. And the group is created, and you can put this one too, default setup. Apply and save. And this is all you would have to do for your emissive color. So now if you go inside your material instance that we created before, you can now play with the color, and you can play with the emissive, how much you want it to bright. You see, it's like a sun right now. It's killing me. So I'm gonna make a light blue. Also, you can click in here if you want to make it easier. You can go here, grab a light blue, click OK, and if you want it a little bit more bright, like that, maybe, yeah, that sounds about good. Maybe this like that, this like that. I like that. And 2.2. Nah, 1.8. That's it. And save. So now you created your first emissive material. So right click. We're going to name this blue neon. Now we're going to add the neons to their level, and then we're going to be done for today. So very simple. I'm going to grab the cylinder over here, bring it in, flip it over, change these settings to 0.1, 0.1, and this one we're going to put it to 4, I think, maybe 5. There we go. So I'm going to speed up the video, and I'm going to populate the level with these little guys. Scale them as you wish, and just put them all over the level. And let's go. Add our neon to this. So go in the world outliner and click on the one cylinder, and then shift click the last one, and in the material tab just put your emissive blue neon, and then when you get inside the level you're gonna see all your neons all over the place, and this is what it looks like. Pretty cool, huh? And it was that simple. If you want to make it more bright, it's up to you. This is what I choose, and you can put it the color you want. So thanks for watching, and in the next episode we're going to start building new asset using the BSP brush method. So see you in the next episode. Have a good night.